Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and Rand Paul are locked in a full-blown fight over something that could affect your taxes, your retirement, your future. And the craziest part? This split isn't between parties. It's within the same camp. So what's really going on here? Trump says this bill is historic. He called it, in all caps, the one big, beautiful bill, and said it's the largest tax cut and the largest mandatory spending cut ever. In his words, it's a full turnaround from the last 4 years under Biden, and he's urging Congress to get it to his desk before the 4th of July. But not everyone's on board, and this is where it gets messy. Elon Musk, yes, the same Musk who helped bankroll Trump's campaign, is now leading the charge against the bill. What made him flip? His tweets have been intense, but the real reason goes deeper. He tweeted, "Bankrupting America is not okay. Kill the bill." And that wasn't a one-off. Musk called the bill a disgusting abomination, warned it would lead to debt slavery, and even backed a plan to block re-election for any lawmaker who votes for it if the deficit crosses 3% of GDP. Now, what about Senator Rand Paul? He's a Republican from Kentucky and one of the most vocal fiscal conservatives in the Senate. He's known for voting no on almost any bill that increases government spending, and Trump's plan is no exception. He tweeted, "If the bill were solely about making the 2017 tax cuts permanent, I wouldn't be a yes. I'd be a hell yes." But he says this bill does more than just tax reform. It raises the debt ceiling by $5 trillion and requires massive borrowing over just 2 years.
But I can't, in good conscience, give up every principle that I stand for and every principle that I was elected upon, and that's that we can't accumulate more debt. $2 trillion in debt this year is too much. If you're going to borrow $5 trillion, it means they're going to get to that limit within the next year or two. They're planning on spending $5 trillion they don't have, and I'm just not for that.
Trump isn't letting that go unanswered. He took to Truth Social, accusing Rand Paul of having very little understanding of the bill and called it a major engine of tremendous growth. He also labeled Paul a serial NO voter with crazy ideas. Harsh words, especially from someone in the same party. This fight's clearly gotten personal, but Musk says it's about something much bigger than just politics. And when he went on Fox News, he didn't hold back. Take a listen to this part of what he said.
Just the interest payments on the debt exceed the entire military budget. If we're going to do something about it, the ship of America is going to sink. And we're all on that ship.
That wasn't just a metaphor. That was a warning to business leaders, voters, and lawmakers alike. And here's the part that hits home. Interest payments alone already eat up about 25% of all federal revenue. 1 out of every $4 goes just to servicing debt. Musk warned, there will only be money for interest payments and nothing else. No Social Security, no medical, no defense. Let that sink in. If you're retired, that affects you. If you're working, that affects your future. And if you're just trying to get by, that means fewer resources going where they're actually needed. So then, what is Trump offering in return? He says the bill ends taxes on Social Security for seniors, cuts taxes on tips and overtime, repeals Biden's EV mandates, and boosts border security. On paper, that sounds like a win for a lot of people. But that brings up a question a lot of people are asking right now. Can we afford all this? Because while the White House says this bill includes record savings, the Congressional Budget Office, which is nonpartisan, says it adds at least $3.8 trillion to the deficit. And that's not just a number. That's inflation. That's rising borrowing costs. That's real trade-offs down the line. If you're living on a fixed income, this matters. If you're raising a family, this matters. Because that kind of debt doesn't just stay on a spreadsheet. It finds its way into your life in ways you can't always predict. And people are noticing. Every few years, it feels like another massive bill comes along. And every time, we hear the same thing. This one will fix it. But will it? Right now, the country's approaching the edge of the debt ceiling. This bill includes a $4 trillion increase. And if that doesn't pass before August, the U.S. could default. That means Social Security checks, military pay, Medicare payments, frozen. For real. So lawmakers are in a bind. Pass a bill that balloons the debt or risk a financial meltdown. Some, like Speaker Mike Johnson, are trying to play referee. He says there's no time to rewrite the bill and insists the numbers work. He's been pushing back behind closed doors, calling Musk flat wrong. But as Musk continues to spotlight warnings from other senators like Mike Lee and Ron Johnson, the pressure only grows. Let me ask you, have you ever seen a bill this massive pass without drama, without pressure, without last-minute arm twisting? Let me know what you think in the comments. Is this the kind of deal that solves anything? Or is it just another short-term patch with a long-term price tag? And if you've made it this far, I appreciate you. Staying informed isn't always easy, but it makes all the difference. Stick around, because what happens next with this bill, it could set the tone for everything that follows.